So what I'm saying is there are no absolutes. If you get the introduction to chaos magic, and chaos physics, all of them tell you there are no absolutes. There are no absolutes. Which means is you got to give your mind to function just like nature. Nature is a series of contradictions. Just like them bushes out there, you ain't gonna have one leaf that's identical. But it doesn't have to be. You see what I'm saying? We don't deal with the lineal perspective of a right brain, of this left brain type of mentality that things have to fit in a fucking box. Because you can't box no motherfucking water, if you really know what I'm talking about. Or you can't box no fucking energy. You see what I'm saying? You get an explosion. So what it is what we have a concept is we got to reteach ourselves on how to learn. You see what I'm saying? Because the beast done came in and told us there's a certain way that things need to line up. And I'm saying, well, wait a minute. Why do they have to line up that way? Do they really have to line up that way for you to believe it, or do they have to line up that way for the simple fact that you want to go and show the damn whiteboard its model and say, nah, I done put it in the model and it still lines up that way?
Occult culture versus spiritual community. Occult culture versus the spiritual community. The secret battle inside the spiritual movement. What's up, family? What's the deal? What's the deal? I'm also going to decode the World Series. Now, listen, this is one of those. Hey, I can't make it up. I done tapped into something. I done figured out that we are in a spiritual simulation. And now, after this decode, I'm telling you, boy, when y'all see this, the signs and synchronicities, also, y'all go get this book, Sync. Sync, sync, sync. Nigga, this is going to open your eye. So, hey, listen, share this thing up, like this thing up, because this is one of those. This is going to shift people's consciousness. This is about to break the mold. This is about to take you somewhere else. This is about to let you know that you live in an illusion, baby. And I'm just excited. Look, I'm sitting here thinking like, damn, Spirit, you just channeling everything to me today. God damn. I'm talking about it was just ringing off. And we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it because it will open your eyes, and it all ties into what I'm talking about today: occult culture versus spiritual community. Occult culture versus spiritual community. See, Bobby is right. You can't box in the gods. You feel me? And essentially, when you try to put us in a box, it's us breaking out. We will break out. Everybody want to talk spirituality. Everybody want to be in this kind of spiritual mumbo jumbo teaching type of thing. But how many people are actually living it? How many people are actually deep into the fold of being it?
Message.
See, in this Aquarius age of Aquarius, this is about the information you gather through the work. And a lot of times what's happening is we're believing with these two eyes that we're doing work just by watching somebody else give their diatribe of their spiritual gnosis. No, this is a huge shift in consciousness when we talk about the Aquarius age and how you're supposed to move. This is individual chaos beings coming together as a collective, if you will, and bringing information based off of what they found. And boy, oh boy, have I found something for y'all today, boy. See, I didn't watch the World Series at all. I just seen the clips and the storyline. And when I seen that Will Smith dude, 6 World Series straight, I said, nah, hell nah. There's something to that. You feel me? And you know what I'm saying? We can't just think that's a coincidence. We got to understand that there's something deeper working in the background for this dude to go to 6 teams or 5 teams, 6 years in a row, get the World Series, and then hit the home run in the bottom of the 11th, extra innings to seal the deal for this World Series that just happened. Absolutely amazing. See, the occult ain't about being mysterious or dark and all of that stuff like the masses want to believe. It's about doing the inner work. And this inner work is you decoding your own movie. You have a movie that you have to decode. And in realizing this movie that you're in, you're realizing truths about yourself that shifts your consciousness and puts you in the driver's seat of your heart. Your heart, your heart, your heart. So the more you raise your vibration, the higher vibrational you get, the more things will start to make sense of why you came down here in this illusion. And that's real. And the only way you're going to understand that is getting out of the idea that you are a human. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I'm seeing, you know, what I'll be seeing a lot of times in this spiritual community thing, I'm seeing this invisible thread, if you will. And it's a conformity thing that's happening. It's like a look-alike syndrome. And I started noticing it with the AI music and shit. Hey, I'll just tell you what it is. Like, damn, niggas still trying to do this whole. I said, no, this ain't about chakras and shadow work and all of that and putting it in some kind of music. This is about being thrown and being different. This ain't about, you know what I'm saying, leaning into healing for the rest of your life. Damn, how long are we going to be healing? God damn. I'm just saying, we got to think outside of the box, move our mind past the knowledge and move into the creative sphere of this thing.
Sorry for you.
See, the knowledge is cool, but okay, how do you move past that and how do you get into the creative sphere? So I'm excited about this build, y'all. Hey, let's get it on. Watch this. Dream Wise at work. Y'all know how I get out. Let's get it. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up. Wait, where's it at? Hold on, y'all. Okay, boom. Wait, slides. Damn, see? Ain't that a bitch? Now that I want to... Hold on, let me remove this. Now let's see if it works. Boom. There you go. The great, the Hitman, Bobby Hitman Hemmett. So I'm going to decode the World Series. And, you know, I'm going to tie it into what I'm talking about. Majority. The matters of the heart. The matters of the heart. So understand, right, that you're a spiritual being having a human experience. And the only way you get back to the top is by knowing. Your knowing is your knowledge. The knowledge. Know the ledge, knowing, right? So in knowing it's a deeper aspect in the tree of life when we're talking about Kabbalah, right? If you can look down at the kingdom, right? I was telling y'all the kingdom is up here, but as you can see this chart right here, the tree of life showing the kingdom down here. Well, that's real because 10 and 1, where the kingdom is, where Malkuth is, and the crown is all the same. You're in the frequency or in the vibration of your soul being. Your soul having a human experience. So that doesn't mean you're attached from your soul. You're actually in alignment and you're here now. You just got to get off the human urges, the demi urges that's causing you to think different, that's causing you to think out of your natural state of mind, your chaos state of mind. And that's real. So now when you look at this, and I'm going to go pretty fast because I got a lot to show y'all. You know that the crown is the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, right? With Kether, Barnum, Chokma, the Sephras up top, right? Essentially, what we're doing is we're channeling through information, which I'm about to show y'all how Dream Wise channel. You're channeling through information from a higher way of thinking or thinking outside of the box.
Message.
See, that's what I was talking about with that conformity thing. It's time to wake up and do something different and shift our mind into a different perspective of thought, into a different creative sphere. Instead of staying on the information, let's move the information to work for us in a way that we can actually create things, do things, be God in this bitch. See, what happens is a lot of times we're stuck in a mindset. The mindset is stuck just based off of the programming of the religious communities, the spiritual communities, your school. There's a set mind that's happening that's fucking people up, and it's causing them to not think for themselves or try something different. So when you do tap into your pineal, a lot of it is about being different. A lot of it is about being strange. You feel me, Dr. Strange, and challenging the status quo of the society or the mind control matrix that they're putting you in. Because what happens is when you do challenge it, now you start to have deeper, more creative, more throater thoughts that pushes the level of your existence. And that's what we're talking about, family. We got to push the level of our existence because essentially, you know what I'm saying, we don't want to be stuck in a one-track mind. That's no good if you're stuck in a one-track mind because that means you're a robot. And robots don't have consciousness. You talk about AI, shit, you sound like a goddamn, you sound like the ChatGPT yourself, goddamn, shit.
Toasty.
All right. So now 1 in 10 is the same. That's Kether and Malkuth, right? So that's you, and that's the knowledge or the knowing, right? The knowing that you have inside of yourself. You feel me? 1 in 10, zeros and ones. We're going into the 10-year. Zeros and ones is creative sphere. Zeros and ones is the great mother and the spark of light, with the 0 being the great mother, which is chaos, and then 1 being the spark of light, which is thought, which is you coming down in this emanation, right? So now when you wear your crown or your tiara, you're supposed to know your truth based off of your heart. And I'm going to get into a lot of that right now because this thing right here, World Series and the matters of the heart, oh boy, absolutely a must understand. Understand in this decode in this time that we're in. So boom, here we go. Where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Message.
So Kether being knowledge or being the knowing aspect of you is also the will aspect of you, right? And it says Kether is the first of the 10 sephiras in the Kabbalistic tree of life, symbolizing the divine will, and initial impulse towards creation from the Ein Sof or infinite source. It represents pure consciousness and transcends human understanding. Transcending human understanding. Often referred to as nothing or the hidden light. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about moving into a space or into a creative sphere that takes us out of the human and puts us in the God.
Message.
So y'all know what I've been talking about lately. That D'Angelo album. That D'Angelo Black Messiah album. Absolutely, he tapped into something strange. You can hear it. You can feel it. You feel me? He took his time on it. It took him 14 years. There go Osar again, 14 pieces. And he literally put down a masterpiece with that Black Messiah album. Hell, I was stuck on that Black Messiah for so long since he transitioned. And then I finally got out of it when I did my ancestor veneration on the Day of the Dead. To him, I did an ancestor veneration to my grandma and to him. And nigga, the channels have been coming crazy. Now I do a lot of work, so when y'all see this, the code, y'all probably think, oh shit, D'Angelo, but shit, our meditation, tuning forks. Everybody need to get them tuning forks and put them on their pineal and their crown and their heart and all of that, right? Also ancestor venerations, sitting outside for 3 hours. So I'm in the thick of it. You feel me? I'm just one of those that's just has the time to pull it off and really make it happen. But it didn't start that way, right? I had a job and stuff before, and I had to work my way into where I'm at today. There's a process. It's always a process, but as you go, as you're going through your journey, your spiritual journey, essentially, you'll start to overcome particular human struggles that keeps your spiritual light in bondage. So speaking about Will Smith, right? And we know the dude name was Will Smith, uh, that hit the six or did 6 World Series in a row. This is about to be something of a masterclass in decoding. Now, I've decoded a lot of stuff before, but I ain't never seen some shit like this where the channel's just been reigning supreme on my bitch ass. Toasty! So I just here to tell y'all, like, this one is going to shift somebody's mind and scare a few people into, how would we say, like, oh shit, we are in a simulation. Chaos in the blood, baby. Hey, I'm just telling you what it is. When you see this, you're going to be like, damn, okay. There's a fix into this thing. And now a dream just brought this information to the fold. Now it's just about understanding how to play in this matrix, essentially. Because boy, oh boy. Okay, so this says knowing is what you're willing to say no to. What are you willpower, what are you willing to say no to? And since we're in November, it's a great time to start saying no to people, places, and things that drain your energy. But knowing is just a matter of the no, you saying no because it's true to your heart. See, the humans, we say yes to things that's not true to their heart, right? And all we're talking about is the matters of the heart. What is matter? The matter that people believe is matter is the earth, liquid, solid, gas, you feel me? All of that stuff, right? The subatomic particles, the atoms. But the real matter is the matter of your heart. Message. See, in this matrix, you've been fooled to believe that what matters is your physical reality, this physical dimension that we're living in and that we're running in this particular time. But the real matter is you doing what's coming from your heart and moving in a particular space that, you know what I'm saying, you're having that adventure. Now, I get it. The problem is people are afraid of pain. People are afraid of pain and people are afraid of, how would you say, the struggle, the hurt, right? But that's part of the process. That's part of the journey. That's part of the lessons that you got to learn in this physical dimension. But if you're moving with your heart and being true to yourself, essentially none of that stuff is going to matter because essentially you'll be in a bliss type state, which is the knowledge, which is the crown, which is the knowing. Let me play this Bobby, and then we're going to go deeper into the fold of this, the code and the matters of your heart. Check this out.
Shit out is a form of enlightenment.
Hold on, let me see.
In actuality, that you go into the pot of gold is the journey. Right. And if you don't have the enthusiasm of trying to just figure it out, you've lost the game. Right. The game is not necessarily to what's on the other side. The game is just being enthusiastic enough to just figure the shit out. Your sincerity is your credentials. You should get a high on trying to decode it all. Right. You see what I'm saying? Right. You know, and in so many words, that is the journey. That is the completion of it all. So we are already there. We're just trying to remember. Right. Connect the dots and put the puzzle back together. But just to be conscious of putting the puzzle back together is what it is. Right. You understand what I'm saying? It's no different than you putting the puzzle together. You trying to find out what piece to match this green and this blue and all this kind of thing here. and you saying, man, I got a long way to go. I'm not there. But look at this little baby that's got the puzzle in their hand, and they ain't trying to put it together. They're trying to eat the motherfucker.
Right.
At least you're trying to assemble it, so already you've already won the game. This person is trying to eat it. You say, get that shit out your mouth. So that's the people that we call the dead folks. And that's the same thing what the agent was saying when he had Lawrence Fishburne locked up in the first Matrix. He looked out the window and said, you gotta marvel at it. All these people getting on with their everyday life, totally oblivious.
Right.
And I'm looking at that saying, God knows, we live in the black community.
Right.
We see this shit every hour.
Right.
So we are actually already there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying on that particular level.
The great, the hitman, the GOAT, Hitman Bobby Hemmitt. So what he's talking about is living in your truth and living in your journey based off of being a spiritual being, right? And being in tied with the Aquarius age, the information age, that the information that you're gathering is the information from your heart. And the matter of the heart is you being in tune with who you are divinely inside, right? See, your earth and your heart, just like I showed y'all, Malkuth and your crown are one thing, right? Earth and heart are the same. When you look at it, you see you put the earth in the heart, you put the H in front of earth is heart, right? So it's all the same thing. But we try to shit on the situation or the idea because it's a lower frequency plane. But the real game to understand your soul travels and your soul being is to deal with the matters of your heart and really fall in love with your spiritual journey and decoding it all. Playing, laughing, having enthusiasm for your adventure and what matters to you.
Message.
So I just want the family to understand that to the core. This whole thing is about heart, and this World Series is about heart, because I'm about to break it down for y'all right now where it takes you somewhere else. And y'all see the heart chakra, right? And y'all see the 6, triangle pointing up, triangle pointing down in the middle of the heart chakra, which is the Merkaba symbol, right? And that's just a 2D version when you see it here. But in the Merkaba system, it's a 3D, 4D version where you can see it as a tetrahedron. So that's what's really spinning in your heart. This tetrahedron, this 6-pointed star is spinning in your heart, right? From your aura. And essentially, it's this electromagnetic wave that's leading you and guiding you through this particular journey, right? And the matters of your heart is nobody else's opinions about you, nobody's judgment over you, and you just doing you and being true to you. And that's a big step to take in the aspect of shifting your consciousness from one state to another. See, them states of matter, right? What matters is you shifting your earth matter into your heart and walking down that adventure. Now I'm gonna show y'all who did it. Yes, sir, the God, K. Kendrick Lamar. So Kendrick Lamar had a powerful year last year, right? 2024, the 8th year. Don't worry, we'll get to it. And essentially, Kendrick was moving with his heart. He said, enough is enough, nigga. I'm about to chop this renegade spirit named Drake up.
Toasty!
And sure enough, he came out and he showed naked ass every single track. And essentially, as he was moving, Spirit was channeling down messages to him or music to him to put down in this matrix. See, they said he made that They Not Like Us in a day, the same day. He got the beat, and made it and then put it out. And it was one of the biggest songs the past 2 years. He said he made it in a day. He had the beat, put it down. He said, oh, okay, I got it. I see what this Drake dude is on, right? And he ran it up. That's a channel. That's consciousness. That's you being in tune with spirit. And you know, K-Dot, he don't come out for interviews. He's not trying to be, you know, in the forefront and, you know, show off and everything like that. He's just true to his music and true to his music based off of his heart. So then when this World Series came along, I was telling the Patreon family, I said, yep, LA is going to win no matter what. And I was standing on it. And I was like, I don't give a fuck what's going on. I don't give a fuck how far they're down. They're going to win the whole thing. It's in the cards. It's in the energy. And sure enough, guess what happened, baby? The boys pulled it off. And you know what I'm saying? It's not about, you know what I'm saying, all of that, like me being right or any shit like that. It's more so about just understanding the energy and what the energy was speaking of. And if this was the Kendrick Drake series, World Series, then obviously K-Dot had to come through at the end and knock that nigga out just like he did with They Not Like Us. So now, and it was close all the way because Drake came with some heat too. Don't sleep on that last song he put out, or not that the one before Kendrick went into his thing. That shit was fire. Whatever the name of the song was, I forgot what it was because that shit was commercial than it is. God damn. Forgot the name of it, but I know They Not Like Us because it's sitting on my heart, nigga. You not like us. You feel me? Chaos in the blood, baby. So now, boom, this happens. So this dude, Will Smith, wins six World Series in a row, right? Every team he goes to, he won the World Series in a row. Now, when you look at that, you got to say, there ain't no damn coincidence. What the hell is that? What is that? And we know that the 6 means, just like I was showing y'all with the heart chakra, the 6 is what? The heart, right? And we know Kendrick moves with his heart, and he's not being pushed to do anything. See, when that GNX album came out, we thought he was going to come back door with something else. And you're like, nah, I got this GNX album. Shit, this is true to my heart. I remember when I was a kid, my uncles and them used to ride this GNX, so I want to make an album about it. Niggas wanted him to do something else. Niggas wanted him to come back at Drake. That nigga said, nah, I got this album. Shit, it's true to my heart, and this is what I'm dropping. And if y'all fuck with it, cool. If y'all don't, cool. When he did that Shadow Work album, the Big Steppers album, right? Shadow Work album. Essentially, he was being true to himself. He took a hiatus and he was working on his spiritual development inside. And then he dropped the music to it because he was like, shit, this is what I've been going through. Da-da-da. This is what me and my wife been going through. This is what it is. Da-da-da. Working on myself. Here you go. Here go our album. So being true to your heart is something that moves the needle, moves your world, your earth, your matter. And the state of the matter is you got to follow your heart no matter what. It's going to hurt sometimes. It's going to be painful. It might be a struggle thing at moments, right? But at the same time, at the end of the day, what's going to happen is you're going to come out a butterfly.
Message.
You're going to come out that much stronger and that much older. So now you just got to understand to the core that there ain't nothing else but your heart in this matrix. Because guess what? You're going to transition, and the only thing you're going to have with you is your heart and the matters of your heart. So boom, Will Smith, he won 6 World Series in a row. And you should, I'm just reading the story. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So he hits the home run. They go, this is game 7. They go extra innings because it's tied up 4-4. Bottom of the 11th. No, I guess it was the top of the 11th. Will Smith hits a home run. You can't even make that shit up if you want to. That's a goddamn movie for your ass. Hits the home run to make the Dodgers win the World Series this year in this 9-year. Shit. I don't know why nobody ain't talking about this. That shit had me in awe. Like, oh, what was that? Right? So now you look at that and say, oh, okay. You know, the first thing you think of is Will Smith, the actor, right? And you're like, damn, this Will Smith dude coming through heavy. Wow, okay. He winning the World Series 6 times. That's the heart. 6 is the heart, right? Oh, we get to it. We start to see, okay, if he got MVP, that would have been crazy too. What? So boom, he wins the World Series 5-4-9 in this 9-year and solidifies the 6 again. 6 World Series. Can't make it up. That's the heart. 6 is a sex. 6 is heart. Right? Masculine and feminine energies combining. So now let's get to the strange. Let's get to the real strange and the real decode. So boom, Will Smith does that, right? He's a hero. Cool. People see it and like, wow, that's a coincidence. 6 World Series, cool. Okay, bet. But then the young god or the god transitions at 42, which is what? The 6. Uh-oh. Hey, I better share this thing up. It's about to get real strange. Hey, like this thing up, share this thing up. I'm just telling you what's about to happen. When I go through these slides, y'all about to be in the awe and like, damn, okay. It's about to get real strange. The truth is stranger than fiction. So Floyd Rogers, the Fresh Prince actor who played young Will Smith, dies at 42. 42. 4 and 2 is what? 6. 6 is the matters of the heart. And guess what he transitions from? Rising in power to the God. Guess what he transitions from? A heart attack.
Message.
I can't make it up, man. I'm just telling you what it is. So now we can see these matters of the hearts happening, especially when we still stay on the Kendrick energy and him moving with his heart in 2024 and say, you know what? Let me put some heat on this nigga Drake's ass and destroy the whole system. So boom, the guy transitions, and he transitions when he transitions on the 29th. And on the 29th, October 29th, that's near the Day of the Dead, right? All of that stuff is happening. But the Dodgers was down, 3-2 in the World Series. So now everybody was like, oh, hey, it's Toronto. Toronto about to win. Oh, I guess it wasn't in the cards. Toronto about to win. Boom, the guy transitions. The young Will Smith actor, Will Smith, the actor, right? It all ties in. This is how strange spirit works. And he transitions at 42. So if the 4 and the 2 equals the 6, and the 6 is the heart, then we got to keep on leaning with the heart, especially since he transitioned with a heart attack. So now, boom, 42.
Message.
Hey, it's about to get real strange. Hey, I'm just telling y'all what it is. This is about to get real strange. I'm almost afraid to share this shit with y'all. Because nigga, they might be like, nah, nigga, you wasn't supposed to know all of that. You wasn't supposed to know all of that. Nah, Dream, you doing too much now on this YouTube streets. You wasn't supposed to know all of that. So boom, Jackie Robinson, the Hall of Famer, the GOAT God, his number was 42, right? And I did a whole thing on Jackie Robinson back in the day with Lovecraft Country. And because they had them in the Lovecraft Country scene, there go to love again, Lovecraft. And I did a whole thing on Jackie Robinson and how important he was with the 42. Now, 42 in gematria also means melanin or black, but it really just means melanin. And then 42 in the Kabbalah, and there go to 42. 4 plus 2 is 6. And y'all know they retired Jackie Robinson's number in baseball, so nobody can wear it. Only number nobody can wear in baseball is 42, which is the heart. Let's keep it going. So 42 in the Hebrew tradition, the number 42 is significant for its association with divine names, creation, and spiritual journeys.
Message.
So when we look at this, we're looking at something that's strange, right? That's happening. When we're talking about 42, right? Jackie Robinson, 42. The young Will Smith character transitions at 42, right? And we understand that Will Smith was the hero of the World Series to make it 6 straight World Series from him. Then we got to start lining all this energy up. Y'all got to stay with me because it's a lot. And I got a lot more. And the crazy thing is, I'm trying to brace myself so we can understand holistically how spiritually tied we're in a simulation. Y'all leave y'all questions, leave y'all comments, all of that stuff. But right now, we got to understand how far the rabbit hole goes when we're talking about this sync. See, look, you're in and y'all go get this book, Sync. You're in a spiritual simulation and you're playing a game with your higher self. And your higher self is giving you codes or letting you know that you have codes in the form of these symbols. And in order to break the code and to get on with your journey, you have to play the game, like Bobby said. Let me play that video one more time so we can get deeper into the fold so y'all can know.
Form of enlightenment. Right. See, when you find out that in actuality that you go into the pot of gold is the journey. Right. And if you don't have the enthusiasm of trying to just figure it out, you've lost the game. Right. The game is not necessarily to what's on the other side. The game is just being enthusiastic enough to just figure the shit out. Your sincerity is your credentials. You should get a high on trying to decode it all. Right. You see?
Hitman, great hitman, Bobby Hemmett. So now, understand that's what we're down here. You're in the hive right now. See, everybody want to go to the fourth dimension, but nobody doesn't understand that the fourth dimension is here right now.
Message.
You got to fall into your truth through your heart chakra right now. So let's get back to the code. So now Jackie Robinson, 42, we see it, right? We're there. Y'all follow me. Yep, 42, right? Will Smith, young Will Smith, 42, right? Boom. Kabbalah, 42. Heart, light as a feather, 42. 42 Confessions of Ma'at, right? Now, my wife, D. Ray, been doing a series on Ma'at. 42 Laws of Ma'at. And remember, the only way you break out is understanding that you're not human. So you've never done these confessions, right? You're saying that I'm having a human experience, but that's not me. My soul's never done none of that. So my heart is light as a feather because shit, I'm just down here playing and goofing off. So the 42 again showing up heavy because that's 42 again is the code of the heart, right? 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 is your heart chakra, right? The 6-pointed star in the middle of the heart, right? 6 is 6, masculine and feminine triangles pointing up and down is connected, right? Cool. Which makes the Merkaba, which is the 4th dimensional spinning energy that's spinning through your heart chakra, right? And your heart chakra is this etheric energy that moves the needle, if you will. You feel me? So now, all of a sudden, we're seeing all these codes about the matters of the heart based off of the lined up or the sync energy that's happening, right? 42, 42, right? We're here. Y'all staying with me? Cool. So now check this shit out. The World Series started Friday, October 24th, 2025. Jackie Robinson transitioned October 24th, 1972. So now I can't even make that up if I wanted to. Now let's check this out. So boom. He transitions when the World Series start, right? This World Series this year start. And his energy, his number 42 is a big energy of love, right? So boom. And shit, I didn't even know the World Series started. Shit, I didn't even know nothing about it. That's crazy. See, them app TVs, you be lost. You don't know what's going on in this world. I was just, what? Okay, bet. So now we can't make that up. There ain't no such thing as a coincidence, right? If we're talking about matters of the heart, 42. The World Series starts the same date as Jackie Robinson's transition date. And then also Rising in Power to Chad. I did a decode on Chad. He played Jackie Robinson, which was a fire decode as well when he transitioned. And, you know, because he was putting a lot of Jesus or Messiah energy into the lexicon of his images or his symbols in the movies he was in. Black Panther, blah, 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 all them different movies he was in. It was a Messiah type energy, right? And we know Messiah or Jesus Christ is what? Pointing at the heart, pointing up. You feel me? So he's saying it's the matter of your heart. Jesus is saying, literally saying, hey, everything starts here and you work your way up. Now you're in your spiritual journey, right? And that's when you're starting to decode your symbols or your world. So now, boom, y'all got that. So boom, here we go. Here go the strange. Let's get to it. So the rap battle of the century happened last year, 2024, which equals an 8, right? 2 + 2 + 4 is 8. And this LA Dodgers versus Toronto Blue Jays was basically the Drake and Kendrick rematch all over again. This was the round 2 that Drake wanted. And that motherfucker lost again. Hey, I'm just telling you what it is, baby. So now he wanted his round 2 and he got it from the spirit world.
Sorry about you.
He got his ass. No, it was close. Shit, it could have went any way. But that Will Smith coming at the end, number 11, 11th inning, to make the score 5-4, which is the 9, to end this 9-year off, right? Hey, the truth is stranger than fiction, baby. I can't make it up. So the rap battle of the century happened in the 8-year, 2024, right? Cool. You see that? We got that, right? And Kendrick was more so moving with his heart. He was saying like, hey, nigga, I just can't stand you, nigga. Honestly, you're an abomination to what I stand for. You're stealing people's cultures. You're not being true and authentic to yourself. And I despise it.
Message.
So with Kendrick doing that, just being real with himself and saying, I don't like this fake nigga. This Degrassi nigga. I ain't fucking with it. I'd rather him just rap about Degrassi and the stuff that he went through. But he going to Houston, grabbing that culture. Atlanta, da-da-da. Y'all heard the song, They Not Like Us. So K-Dot, being the Messiah energy that he's in, right, and being true to himself and the heart frequency that he's in, he said, enough is enough. Let me get on this nigga ass. And sure enough, he did. And he pulled it off. And the Dodgers pulled it off again. And he won all them Grammys. You know, K. Dot was just in a lane of his own this whole year and 2024, 2020 into 2025. So we know that was the 8 year, right? And we understand that the 8 is also infinity, right? And guess what happens? Jackie Robinson transitioned at 53, which is what? The 8. Okay. Cool. Coincidence it is, right? Coincidence it is. Again, World Series starts on Jackie Robinson Day, on his transition day. And the biggest rap battle, LA and Toronto, the World Series, the creme de la creme, the championship, LA and Toronto, happens with this Jackie Robinson. So Jackie Robinson is a huge figure and a huge player in the spirit world right now that's giving us plays and giving us understandings with this energy, with this love energy. So boom, the 8, he transitions at 53 to 8. Guess what happens though? Literally, I couldn't make this up if I wanted to. This is going to scare y'all, but fuck it. Let's do it. He transitioned 53 years ago to the World Series start date.
Message.
I wish I could make it up. I couldn't. So now, you know, we're in a spiritual simulation. He literally, the start of the date was October 24th, the start of the World Series, October 24th, 2025. 53 years ago, the GOAT God, the number 42, Jackie Robinson, transitioned. And he transitioned at 53, which is the 8 all over again, which we're talking about. The 8 year, which we're talking about, LA and Drake. Stay with me, family. I get it. I'm saying a lot, baby. Hey, the truth is stranger than fiction, baby. Ain't go down. You feel me? Hey, I'm just telling y'all what it is. Hey, this it. Keep you up at night. Keep you up at night with this type of stuff. So now, what I'm telling you is we are literally in a spiritual simulation, and you got to be able to see the signs and symbols through numbers, through people, through celebrities that give us a particular message in the form of how to move next. And now that y'all hear me, I'm telling y'all, this is all about the matters of your heart. So now you got to look at your life and start to, and there's more, don't worry, there's more, but I got to slow down because goddamn, you feel me? But you got to look at it in your life because, you know, I like to tie all of this stuff back to you, right? And we got to understand to the core, like when we see all these people transitioning and some of our spiritual teachers transition at such a young age, right? Life is nothing but a sense. You feel me? It's a blink of an eye. So a big part of your journey, your spiritual journey, is to have fun on this bitch and run amok on this thing. Because again, a lot of it is just based off of love. Unconditional love for self and just unconditional love for you having a time down here in this matter. So the matters of your heart is important. And I want the family to understand that to the core. Like, we can't move into a space of you know what I'm saying, being afraid to be our true authentic self. We got to move with our heart and just run it, no matter what the opinions of other people have, no matter the judgment, no matter what. Just move with your heart and everything will work its way out for you. That's what I did. Hell, shit, it took me some time, but eventually I started to move in the space of saying, you know what? At the end of the day, I just got to be me and I got to be true to me. You feel me? And I used to love to read as a kid. Them detective books. Used to love reading all of that stuff. All of them Encyclopedia Browns and all of that stuff, right? So shit, it then 16 NLP, just understanding people's minds and stuff like that, right? So naturally, once I fell off through the drug epidemic of myself and running from myself, I was a shell of myself, and I didn't find my way out until I had enough. Until 10 years later, and I said enough is enough. Fuck it, let me run amok on myself, and I don't give a fuck about this invisible thread that's tying me to a group of niggas that don't got my best interests at heart. Because that's all it really boils down to. So that's the same thing in the spiritual community thing, right? There's people that's out here that might just be saying a whole bunch of knowledge-based stuff, but they don't really have the best interest of you in their heart. It's like a glamour thing. The information is about the glamour and shit, but it's not necessarily helping you transform into the true you, which you're going to have to do before you get off of this rock, before you come back. Hell, I hear a lot of people talking about, I ain't coming back. I'm good on this bitch. But essentially, you don't know how to move down here as a spiritual being. So you are going to come back because you've been playing human, even if you put on the spiritual garb. That doesn't have nothing to do with spirituality. That's a costume you're wearing. So essentially, you got to look at yourself in the mirror and understand that none of this stuff, this garb, these crystals, all of this, speech and all of that stuff doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is matters to your heart. So you got to find and seek out the information for yourself in this Aquarius age based off of you being true and real with yourself, which is your heart.
Message.
So don't just because a lot of times what happens is people move from Christianity to the Hebrew Israelites to the Oshun Society to spiritual community, right? And they really never find themselves, their true selves, because they're just searching for groups so they can be in a kind of box and be, okay, here go my group. Bet. Let's run it. Let's run it right like that. But the real game is to just have an individual experience and have fun with yourself down here in this matrix. Let me see. I got so many Bobby Hemming videos, but I'm going to keep on decoding this, and then we're going to go deeper into the fold of that. So boom, here we go again. The 53 to 8, right? 53 to 8, transition that 8, the 8 year, right? It happened. The powerful bomb that happened with the battle. So the 8 again is everlasting, unconditional love for self, for self, for self.
Message.
And the 6 and 8, 6 and 8 are running mates, right? Is essentially tied to the heart chakra, right? Because it's infinite energy or infinite love for yourself. You have this infinite love for yourself, but you might be putting it on the back burner to survive. And that survival mode is keeping you human. It's keeping you a sheep of yourself, a shell of yourself, instead of being true to your divine self. So now Kendrick dropped the Heart Part 6 on 11/22/2024, right? And I'm going to play some of that because, oh boy, when we see how strange the world gets, god damn. So the Heart Part 6 came out in the 8 year, right? The Heart Part 6, heart chakra, everything we've been talking about, on 11/22. And 11/22 is what? 11 plus 22 is 33. What is that again? That's the Christ consciousness one, the 33 vertebrae of your brain, or the Jesus, the heart, pointing up. So now let's look at it. Let's get to it. Watch this. Watch out. Hey, I'm just telling you the rabbit hole that I went down, and it's one of those. So, matter of fact, let's play the song first because shit, K-Dot be bringing that heat. You feel me? Let me see if I can pull it up. Heart Part 6. They're going to copyright the hell out of this, but luckily y'all are here live. Hey, share this thing up, like this thing up. Heart. Hold on. Because the code is not finished, but you got to hear the song in order to understand the jewels. You feel me? Because that's an important aspect in this thing. Here we go. Here we go. Let's run it. Hold on, man. The Heart Part 6, baby. Let's see, K Dot. He just did his thing. You feel me? And he just, he stayed in his lane. Cali, right? He that type of dude. Since K Dot is coming through so heavy, that's the song to listen to. Because essentially, now we got to understand that after this decode, this is a spiritual symbol that you can use, Kendrick Lamar and this song, the Heart Part 6, to turn up and turn out in your destination. Fire song. K Dot always brings the heat with all the hearts. And 1122, right? Let's see. And then look, check this shit out. Matter of fact, look what comes out 1122. Hold on. Yep. Sure enough, the weekend I just thought about it too. That's crazy. The weekend of, because we was planning on going to see it. The weekend of 11/22. Wicked. And y'all know that's dealing with the heart. Green and pink is what? The heart. You feel me? And then y'all see my wicked decoded. It's the love you have for yourself. Remember, I did the whole AKA thing, and then the mirror. You feel me? Your mirror, your reflection. You got to have love for yourself and who you came down here to be. So now all of this stuff is tying up and added up, and it's getting strained, and it's getting in a whole nother world of wow and aha moments, right? And we're moving into a space of like, oh, okay, hey, this is interesting. The synchronicities of it all is amazing, right? So now, boom, the matters of the heart again. Lovecraft Country. Jackie Robinson was the first person to appear in this occult show. That was a classic. That was the best show probably ever put down in Lovecraft Country. And he was basically the first person that showed up. Jackie Robinson, right, in his dream, because he had a dream that episode 1. The first person he seen was Jackie Robinson with that 42, which is this image right here. So now check this out. Michael K. Williams, Rising in Power to the God. His birthday is what? November 22nd. November 11/22. Same thing as the heart. Hey, I know it's a lot. Trust me, it's a lot. Y'all gonna have to rewatch this. 1966. And he was 54, but if he was 53, oh boy, this whole thing would have been turned upside down.
Sorry about you.
And the biggest scene of the Lovecraft Country is him saying, yeah, man, they time traveled, right? And Michael K. Williams, he said, well, let me just show y'all. Here we go. Check this out.
Thought all was lost. The stranger showed up swinging a baseball bat like he was Jackie Robinson. Who?
Ha! He said, I thought I was lost. A stranger showed up hitting a bat like he was Jackie Robinson, 42.
Just when we thought all was lost, the stranger showed up swinging a baseball bat like he was Jackie Robinson. hitting home runs with the head. He saved us all. The last thing he said before he disappeared was, I got you, kid. Something's wrong.
Uh-oh. Yes, sir. Time traveling, baby. I couldn't even make it up if I wanted to. Give me some questions, family. Give me some questions. The matters of the heart, the matters of the heart, the heart, the heart. Yeah, 42 in gematria is strictly for black people. That's a fact. That's a fact. Kobe put up 81 on Toronto. Damn. Well, goddamn. Yeah, that's see. LA the Kobe. Hey, goddamn. It keeps on coming through. Just seen 1122. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We in here. And you know, the interesting thing about this decode was the synchronicities and the idea of just being in a spiritual simulation should just blow your mind into the aspect of like saying like, wow, okay. I didn't even realize I was synced into a whole program that I can decode, right? And then start getting on my spiritual journey based off of me understanding my heart's desire and understanding my plight down here in this matrix. So I want the family to understand that to the core, like, hey, this ain't nothing to sneeze at. This is something to understand within yourself. You have the ability to decode life as well, too. It's just about tapping into your frequency, tapping into your heart, and moving with your heart in this matrix. No matter what, no matter what, no matter what.
Message.
Let's see what y'all talking about. Is there any reason why, like, I barely remember my past, or when I look back at my old pictures, I feel so disconnected from that person? Absolutely, but that's because your old self is dying off. And remember, the past doesn't dictate us, our vision does. So essentially, remember, we're living in a now time state. And all of this stuff is about now, right now, what's happening now. So a lot of times people like to watch live videos because it's happening now. People don't like to go in the past because it doesn't really serve their future self or their now state, right? So that's why the news put out so much noise right now, because essentially the drama and the trauma is attractive in the lexicon of the people's cells right now, because it's something that's happening now, so people feel connected to it in this etheric web we call the matrix. So yeah, the past doesn't exist. It's all an illusion. Everything, this whole thing is an illusion, right? And it's up to us to decode the illusion so we can get out of here and break free. And the only way you decode it is having your heart light as a feather, right? Let's get back to it. Having your heart light as a feather, and moving in the space of, you know, your heart chakra, your heartstrings, right? 42 laws of my eye. Your heart is light as a feather. What's the best way to clear your heart chakra? Shadow work. Absolutely. Shadow work is a great way. Essentially what happens is you got to go back to the child, that childlike state. So a lot of times what happens is when we become grown-ups and human, we start to fall into a space of the survival mode frequency. So we forget our fun, our laughter, our adventure, right? Now you got to start at the bottom with your root, sacral, and solar plexus. But then when you start to get into the space of your heart, you realize that, oh, okay, none of this stuff it has any weight, emotional weight on me. You feel me? Even your bills. So you just got to get rid yourself of the angst or the idea to be somebody, because you really running back to being Mr. Nobody. And nobody is nothingness, which is the matters of your heart. You're here to play, have an adventure, have fun, and get on with this thing. Not to be known for the rest of the lifetime and shit and to be a celebrity or whatever. That's the thing that's fucking people up. And it can be small mindset celebrities. You can want to be a celebrity in your social circle, at your job and shit. You want to be famous or you want to be popular or whatever, right? That's not what this thing is about. See, Kendrick Lamar, he's a perfect example of this. Yeah, he's famous, but essentially you can see he comes out when he has something to express through his creative sphere. D'Angelo is a great example of that too. So it's the play, it's the creation, it's the attention to detail that you have in your craft, your love craft, that's going to move you into another zone of genius that enthusiasts you, motivates you, makes you move. Let's play the Bobby clip again.
Right. And in so many words, that is the journey. That is the completion of it all. So we are already there. We're just trying to remember. Right. Connect the dots and put the puzzle back together. But just to be conscious of putting the puzzle back together is what it is. Right. You understand what I'm saying? It's no different than you putting the puzzle together. You trying to find out what piece to match this green and this blue and all this kind of thing here. And you saying, man, I got a long way to go. I'm not there. But look at this little baby that's got the puzzle in their hand, and they ain't trying to put it together. They're trying to eat the motherfucker.
Right. At least you know that. At least you know that. Well, now you know. Some people might have not known. But at least you know that everything is about you, your own individual journey, and your own experience in this matrix to put the puzzle back together and just to understand yourself from a whole nother level. Here go another Bobby video.
No esoteric system. When you talk about esoteric system, you talk about kundalini, chakras, pineal gland, pituitary gland, root chakra, auras, different concepts. It's always personal. That means the only way you're going to raise yourself up, it ain't going to be no fucking leader raising you up. Now, goddamn it, I'm trying to tell you, you can challenge me on this shit right now. You motherfucker can challenge me on this shit right now. You can't get through the...
Hey, why Bobby get so mad? Challenging me right now. I did, because he was hearing people's voices. He was like, it ain't about no leadership. Because they looking at Bobby as a leader, but he's saying, nigga, you the leader of yourself, self.
Message.
And he said, challenge me on that shit right now.
Gateways with another human being just run around this motherfucker asking you for goddamn money. Only way you can get through these gateways, you gotta do it yourself.
Gotta do it yourself, family. That's it. It's the biggest work that you're gonna ever experience is the work of self. So what I've seen in this spiritual community thing is like, it's like a copycat look-alike syndrome that's happening where niggas ain't expressing themselves creatively or differently based off of they don't want to look different or they want to conform to a group so they won't get ostracized in the group. So, we got to move off of that religious motif thing because, everybody want to be in church and shit and start moving into the space of your own individual journey, spiritual journey for you. And what does that look like? It's not confined in a box. You can't hold the chaos beings down. Everything is potential. And you have the potential within you to rise up and be something else. Okay, what did it say? Do we need to read the book Sync after the self-discipline book? No, we don't got to really read this. We're going to I'll probably do some things in the Patreon. So y'all tap into the Patreon. And matter of fact, fellas, Shivatism, I'm about to come on live with the Shivatism right now, fellas. And if you want to be a part of the Patreon, come on through. The link is down below. We're doing the Shivatism no FAP for the whole month of November. right? And I'm about to go to my group, them right now, and we're going to dive deep into the fold of that no FAP energy. We're not busting nuts this whole November. No means no. So we telling our goddesses and stuff, step back. You feel me? We got to hit them back, especially in that ovulation time. You feel me? But we're also reading this in the Patreon. Now, remember, this is an individual journey, and this is Manly P. Hall, self-unfoldment by disciplines of realization. So we're starting this Wednesday. So if you want to get down with the fold, come to the Patreon. You see the sun. You feel me? This whole is a masterpiece. Y'all write the name down real quick. Because shit, you fuck around. Self-unfoldment by disciplines of realization. We're reading this in the Patreon together, and we're diving deep into the fold of the disciplined nature you got to have to become your higher self here on earth. So this is an important book, and this is going to shift your consciousness, and we're starting it this week, Wednesday, in the book club. But if you want to get down with the fellas in the Shivatism, come through to the Patreon right now. We're about to do our meeting right now, and you can pull up for free because, again, I'm just trying to give people light and have like-minded individuals so we can push through this November by holding our seed and cultivating the upwards to our Godhead, to our pineal brain, so we can start moving with our true self, our divine self, our crown. Yes, sir, family. I love and appreciate y'all, man. Love and appreciate y'all. And hey, don't be afraid to look back at this decode because it's one of those. You feel me? It's one of those, and it will shift your consciousness. Love and appreciate y'all, family. Peace to the gods.